everyone, and welcome to my new video series, which is on the Enterprise 1 350 scale Enterprise model refit version. So what I'm going to do in this series is basically a show and tell of my process of how I built this model. And I'm going to show you everything about it that I can possibly do and give you some tips, and also tell you what I would do differently with my model now that I have completed it and I know its trials and tribulations that it caused me during the 2-year process that it took me to build this model. So let's go right on ahead and let's get started. So the first bit I did was the Arboretum. Now this is a tiny bit of kit. This is it comes in 2 pieces. So for this model it is a white piece, which is this one, and a clear piece, which is this one. And it has on it, if you can see, it's got various little knobbly bits and stuff which are supposed to represent trees and things like that. So what I did for myself, and I saw on several people's videos that they did themselves, is the all these little nodules and stuff I cut off. I literally shaved them down to the bottom because I didn't like them. I did keep, which I found out later actually represents a waterfall, so it's this little bit here. I kept that as well. So all of that I flattened down. Then what I did was I painted all of the paths that you see, and I painted the pond as well. I think there's 2 ponds actually. So I painted both ponds blue, and then I did the paths as well and did them sort of a weird motley effect. I will show you some footage of that, don't worry. And then, so that's what I did first. Then I got some modelling grass, which is basically, it's a sheet of grass, which is like carpet really. And it is literally a sheet this big. It's very, very thin, and it's adhesive. So you cut out your shape, you take off the back. I'd advise to actually glue it down as well, just for the extra security, because sometimes sticky back stuff doesn't always last. So I used the modelling glue and just stuck it down that way, and I stuck it down on all of the green area patches that I wanted within this build. So that's what I did there. Then what I did was I got some woodland scenic stuff, which is, this is called clump foliage. Now it's laughable. I bought this, which was the only one they had in the shop, and this is from a UK store called Hobbycraft. I got that from Hobbycraft as well, and it's a massive bag, and all I needed was a teeny tiny little bit. I ended up using this for the officers lounge as well, but same again, only a little bit. So I've got loads for other projects, whatever they will be. And also did is, in strategic places, I put them onto the model, glued them down, and then I, on a few of them, dabbed them in coloured paint, so yellows and reds, and just sort of dabbed around just to make a representation of flowers and things like that. And that was there. And then the last thing I did, now I'm going to show you, this is a sheet, it's already been used obviously because this is after the model's been done. And I had found out about an after product called basically Paragraphics, and Paragraphics are an amazing little thing. It's a flat sheet of metal, and each sheet of metal has loads of things inside it that you can, they're either flat or you shape into forms to do. So as you can see, I've used quite a lot of this one, but I've got quite a lot left over. So Paragraphics, if you can see there, have on here, they have 2 pieces which would have been here, and these pieces fit along here and here, and you put them on the inside, and I painted them and detailed them, and I even did like drew a corridor or something on it and things like that, I think, if I remember, and I stuck those to either side, and that's to give more detail. So it's got like the doors and things all sort of indicated into it, so it's a lot better for when you're looking in through the window, and you might see it, you might not, it depends how much you're looking in there, because to be honest, all you're going to see is that tiny little bit there of the whole entire process. But like I did, take loads of pictures, you know you've done it, and you know it's there, and it's nice to know that sort of thing. I also did, nearly forgotten, some little rocks, and I used a product called Mully Put, and this is basically a two-part like putty, and it's got one that's a hardener and one that's just a normal putty kind of thing. I don't know what it does, but basically you put them together, you mix it up, it makes some sort of yellow, it goes from one colour to yellow, and then that hardens, that activates the hardener and it hardens itself. And I put those onto the model, glued them on, and I didn't paint them any other colour because I quite like the yellow, and that created some little mini rocks for the landscape inside there. The last thing I did, now in this kit you also get these flat, I don't know if you will be able to see, inside you get these flat little people, and you get quite a few of them, so I cut those out and I just gave them a hint of, so I went for the red uniform, so the black trousers and the red top, and then so I just did a blob of paint for the face, a blob of red for the torso and black for the legs, and then I put two people inside here. I think they were like together themselves, and I put them in and then I glued them on and I left it to dry so they were standing up, and so as if they're walking through the scene, and that was a nice little touch that I ended up with. So let me now show you the pictures of that finished process.
So here we go, that's the lovely box this whole model comes in, which is brilliant. So the model, so I did the grass and the paths with the water and painted those on, gave me a nice little effect. I was very pleased with my results there. And then moved on to the paragraphics. Now I just sort of lightly dusted paint over and gave them a sort of look with corridors and doors and things like that, and placed them onto the sides. And sort of seeing how they fit in, and they sit on the sides and they give an indication of depth and a lot more detail than the model actually provides, which is a lovely thing. As you can see, I've got the stones put in, which is a nice little addition, which I thought was really quite cool. Then I moved on and I put the bushes and things, and then the two people in as well. And all in all, I was a very little happy chappy, and it was a very nice beginning to what turned out to be a long process. But all in all, a very happy chappy, and I was very pleased with the result. Oh yes, and the last thing I had to do was do the roof, and that just had two decals with sky on, and that just sat on top waiting for it to be installed into the main model, ready for lighting and things like that. Apart from that, there was nothing more I needed to do, so I could put that to one side and move on to the next task.
One other thing I forgot to mention of one product is this stuff called Tulip, and it's a fabric based paint, and I use it for various things during the model, but this is black, but I used blue to do the ponds, and it made that nice sheen that you see on the actual pictures. So it's a nice little addition, that. So yeah, takes a long time to dry, a few hours, but it's worth it because you don't have to varnish or anything like that. It's literally shiny once it's dry. So there you go, nice little tip. So I hope that was informative, gave you a few kind of like ideas and a visualization of what that part will look like once it's finished, if you take the time and do little details and things like that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's going to be one of many for this video series, and I really hope you enjoy it. So if you like, please like the video, and if you want to, please subscribe. I have many other videos on here, different things. I'm a crafter of all types, so yeah, please feel free to like and comment and all that kind of stuff. Until next time.